Are you a social media warrior? Are you married? Have you ever been married? You have a secret child?
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tolu Seyi-Daniel. If it's your first time here, you're absolutely welcome. Kindly hit the subscribe button and hit the bell sign so that you can get notified when I post a video. You're going to enjoy watching my videos. So today I'm going to be talking about questions to ask when you meet a new bae or a new boo. Keep watching. Alright guys, so I know that this is this whole lockdown period. You're really going to be meeting people. You're definitely going to be chatting with people online and stuff like that, or maybe you're meeting people physically and whatever, and you exchange numbers or you exchange digits and all of that. You set up a first date, or maybe you are just chatting virtually or maybe online or whatever. But I think it's important to ask very fundamental questions to know whether you are even going to take it a step further, to give this person your time and all of that stuff. And I know that a lot of people, they don't always want to give out their best self. I mean, every one of us wants to always put out our best self and say, oh, I'm this nice person, I'm this and all of that. And we don't really like to talk about our own foibles, our own flaws and all of that stuff. But it's important to ask this question so that you know exactly what you're getting into, and you know if you and this person have a chance to become the it couple. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Just questions that you should ask before you take a step further in a relationship. So I have written a blog post on my blog before with questions and everything, so I'm just going to be picking out some and telling you about them, and also an update. I feel like I should update this post right now because I wrote this post I think about 3 years ago on my blog, and I feel like it should be updated right now because there are so many things that are happening in the world today, with millennials, with Generation Z, when it comes to dating and all of that stuff, that you really need to be asking questions about before you actually commit to dating the person. So some of the questions that I have here, first of all, you're going to ask questions like your name, your place of birth, your family background, the regular questions, genotype, which is very important, very very important, genotype, religion, what do you do for a living, what range is your income and all of that stuff. I feel like these are questions you need to ask, even if sometimes it might sound off at the first date, but at least you should still have an idea of what this person does for a living and all of that stuff. Also, I think you should also ask what the person's favorite food is, favorite colors, just to know if you guys have similarities and all of that stuff. I feel like it's a great way to also make conversation, because first dates can be very weird. If you want to be honest, first dates can be very weird because you're just seeing this person. Sometimes if the person is too fine, you're just looking at fine face and you get carried away, you don't even know what to say, and there are questions that you should be asking, but because you're carried away by this person's beauty or this person's handsomeness, you can't just ask those questions. But you really need to put your head straight and ask the right questions, fam. Ask, because if you don't ask those questions on that first day and you guys are already getting along and things are already going real smooth, and then you find out one secret that is just going to throw you off, you will blame yourself. So ask those questions. Let me first read the regular questions that I wrote here. So I talked about what are your names. So say, okay, what are your names? What is your favorite color? What is your birth month? Tell me something interesting about you. Maybe the person has some talent or some skills or some interests that are very interesting. Tell me something interesting about you. What do you enjoy doing most? What's your favorite topic? Questions like that. These are the normal questions, so let's just go into this one first. What's your favorite topic? Especially when you're still chatting and all of that, like what's your most memorable day? What's your favorite song? What is something that you can hardly do without? Maybe you have an obsession. Some people have an obsession to food. There's a particular food that they must eat every day. Some people say, oh, I must drink a smoothie every morning. Some people say, oh, I must take coffee every morning. Just things like that. Those are conversation starters, and you can definitely ask those kind of questions to just open the floor. You know what I'm saying? Until when you start bringing in the harder questions. So open the floor with those kind of conversation starters and all of that, and then you can ask questions like, oh, what is your biggest achievement so far? What drives you? What motivates you? All of that stuff. Now, when the conversation is getting a little deeper, I feel like then you can now start asking these other deeper questions. It depends on how long you guys are going to have this first date for, but I feel like on that first day, you need to ask questions like this. Questions like, have you been married before? Now, a lot of people will tell you, oh, I've never been married before. But the truth is, some people have been married before, but they don't count it as being married. For example, somebody got married, to get papers and all of that stuff. That is a marriage. Whether you like it or not, it is a marriage. So I was reading on Diary of a Niger Girl. You should follow that page on Instagram, by the way. Diary of a Niger Girl. When someone was talking about, being married for 2 weeks, or maybe she was divorced or something like that. So this was the story. The lady met some guy. I think she met him through a mutual friend, or maybe she met him online. I can't really remember the whole how they met. But then they started a relationship and everything was going good and all of that stuff. The guy proposed, she accepted proposal, they got married. I think they did a court marriage or something. I'm not really sure because the time was really short for them. So they did a court marriage and everything, and then she was supposed to go to the country where the guy was living, to start living with him as per his wife, right? And then she got to the airport, and when she was about to enter into that country, I don't know what country it was. I'm not sure it was the US, but it was maybe like an European country. I'm not really sure. So they got there, and then they told the lady that, ma'am, you cannot enter. She was like, why? They said because the guy is still legally married to somebody else, and there is nothing like polygamy in our country. That's what they told her. And that was how, it was a huge shock, because she never in a million years imagined that. And the guy was saying, oh yes, that happened, but it was just for, he was trying to tell her that it was just for papers and all of that stuff. I'm not really married to that person. It's just, maybe one Oyinbo person I got married to and everything like that. But he did not tell her. He never ever mentioned it. And that was how she had to come back home to Nigeria, a divorcee. So it's important to ask those questions, because you might think it's very trivial. He just got married for papers. It doesn't really matter. But sometimes those things actually do matter, and you need to find out about it. Now, another question I think you should ask also when it comes to things like this is, have you had a child before? Do you have a child? Those kind of questions are important. Now, I know that there's absolutely nothing wrong in marrying someone who has a child or everything like that. If you feel like you are up to it, if you feel like you have the, how will I put it, you have the capability to take care of someone else's child, to take up like a new family and all of that stuff, there's absolutely no problem. There are a lot of amazing guys who marry single moms. There are a lot of amazing women who marry single dads and all of that stuff. But it's important for you to know what you're getting into before going into it. So you don't want somebody to hide the fact that they have a whole child, maybe a 10-year-old or a 5-year-old somewhere, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be the mother of his children, only for you to find out that this person already has a child. So please ask, have you had children before? There's nothing wrong in it. There's absolutely nothing wrong. I know it might sound like a little intrusive, but there's absolutely nothing wrong in asking those kind of questions, especially if this is somebody that you are thinking you might eventually go into a long-term relationship with that will lead to marriage. Ask, fam, have you had a child before? It's very important to ask that question. Another question that you should ask is, are you straight, or are you, covering up? These questions are important, you guys, because I'm sure on social media you guys follow all these pages where they talk about all this. I follow some of these pages as well, just to see the experiences that people have when it comes to relationship, marriage and all of that stuff. And a lot of women will come out to say, oh, I'm married to this guy and everything like that, and lately I found out that he's gay, or I found out that the person he claimed to be his friend, or the person he claimed to be our driver, is somebody he's actually sleeping with. You need to find out exactly what people are doing, because you don't want a situation whereby you guys will now get married and then you now find out all these things, and then you now be thinking whether you want to go out of the marriage or whatever it is like that. Find out for real. Are you straight? Because when it comes to nowadays, a lot of people are mixed. I don't know how to put it, but I respect people's ways of life. I don't judge anybody for what they do, but I mean, you should ask these questions before you are going into a relationship with someone. Ask, are you straight? Are you, are you only into women? Are you and all of that stuff? Because you might be there thinking, oh, he should not cheat on me, or another woman should not come into our midst, oh, and it's another man that will come into your midst. Fam, you need to ask those questions too as well. Another question I feel like is also important is to ask, are you a social media warrior? Yes, that's important too, because I feel like nowadays a lot of people, they can't come out to talk, to express themselves, but they sit in the corner of their bedrooms with this their phone and this data that they have been given, and then they just blast people anyhow. People that are older than their parents, people that are older than their mother's mother, they come and insult them on social media. So you need to find out if somebody that you're dating is a social media warrior. Now, I always advise that it's important for you to check people up on social media before you even start this whole conversation. Now, I know that there's some people who fake everything that they post on social media, but it's also important to go into the posts from years ago. Maybe those posts to be able to show you more into their lives, because some people hide all these things. People that have double lives, people that they just blew up from nowhere to become rich. You don't know what they did for a living, you don't know what they're actually doing. They just blew up from nowhere and then they became massively rich. You need to find out exactly what those people are doing. So it's important to go look up people on social media, find out if this person is a social media warrior, because I know a lot of those social media warriors always forget that there will be recompense for everything that you say, to insult somebody's personality, or to just throw shades at people, to just make them sad or to make them cry for no reason. There will be recompense for it. So people, you should ask those questions. If this person you're dating is a social media warrior, if this person is someone who goes to attack people, all those people that have private pages and use private pages to insult other people, find out if that person is one of them too. Another thing I think is also important for you to find out about someone you're going into a relationship with is their preference when it comes to the public. Exactly, that's the public. For example, there are people who say, oh, if we're dating, we have to be absolutely secretive about it. Nobody has to know. You know what I'm saying? And you might be somebody who likes to show stuff and like family and my life and everything like that, and this person is someone who says, if we're dating, nobody has to know about it. It has to be a secret. We have to keep it grounded and everything like that. On our wedding day, it's just going to be me, you, your family, my elder brother, my younger brother, my elder sister, and your own family, maybe 5 people from your family and all of that. So there are people like that. So you need to find out, so that when it's time for wedding, you now say, please, I'm inviting 500 people from my parish, I'm inviting 200 people from my office, the person will not tell you, no, there's nothing like that. We are having a private wedding, we are having a this, we are having a that. You need to find out all these questions. You need to find out all these things about this other person as well, because a lot of people have different tastes when it comes to life, and then you find out that when the marriage now happens, then you guys have conflict of interest. So find out what this person's interests are. Find out if you guys have a level playing ground, if there's going to be compromise in all these things, if you guys are going to be able to balance your lives together. Also, it's important to find out what exactly someone's future profession is, as in future aspiration is, because a person can be a banker right now and aspire to be a model later. A person can be what would I call it now? A person can be a teacher right now, and then the person's aspiration is to become a politician tomorrow. You need to find out what people's future aspirations are and see if they match yours, because if that person eventually becomes that thing and it doesn't suit you, it's going to be a problem for the both of you. For example, someone who likes a private life and everything like that, and then her husband becomes a politician. Bye-bye to the private life, because there is absolutely no way you're going to be able to do that private life, because you become your excellency all of a sudden. You have to go to appearances, you have to do public speaking, you have to do things that are outside your comfort zone. So find out exactly what this person aspires to be in the future, and that also helps you to know if this person is actually driven, if this person actually has goals that they want to achieve, and it's not just some laid back person thinking, as long as I'm making my 70,000, I'm fine, I'm okay, what I'm saying. So find out that as well. So I feel like it's important to ask a lot of questions, When it comes to Christianity as well, ask what is your salvation experience, how grounded are you in the spirit, and all of that stuff. Do you speak in tongues? Do you pray? Do you fast? Do you believe in the Trinity? Do you believe, ask these questions. Do you believe in the fellowship of brethren? People say I'm a Christian but I don't like to go to church. Ask those questions as well. So I just thought, do this video to just add these new additions to like my thoughts about, asking questions when it comes to dating and all of that. So I have an explicit post. If you really want to go through the questions one after the other, I have an explicit post on the blog where you will see all the breakdown of questions that you should ask. For example, questions like, do you like to sleep with the light on, or do you like to sleep with the light off? Questions like, do you like your coffee black, or do you like to have milk, or do you like to have cream? Questions like that. So if you want to see a breakdown of all these questions that you can add, you need to ask a person before you get that. And that post is actually for questions you ask before you get married. But these questions that I've talked about today is questions you ask before you even start dating, so that you know whether you can actually even see this person, in your future, in your tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that post is definitely, I'm going to link it in the description box, so you guys can definitely go check it out and have an in-depth understanding of questions that you should ask someone who you are going to get married to, or someone who you are dating. I'm going to link both posts: questions to ask on the first date and questions to ask, before you get married. So yeah, that's what I thought to share with you guys today, and I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. But I just thought to share this and to stress the importance of asking real questions when it comes to the first date. Not just saying, oh, he's really cute, oh, he has a great job. Those are amazing things, but you need to ask deeper questions than what you see on the surface level and what the person tells you about themselves. You need to find out, inquire, investigate and all of that stuff. Thank you for watching, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell sign so that you can get notifications whenever I post a video. And I'd like to know your comments as well. What are questions that you always ask when you meet somebody for the first time, or when you are trying to see if you can be in a relationship with someone, when you are dating somebody for the first time? Can you let me know in the comment section as well? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. It's Tolu Seyi-Daniel. If it's your first time here, you are absolutely welcome. What am I saying? I feel like when I move, it's kind of like just